Is some yes, please, Manju.
Well, the question is how to create humor. From my point of view, it's to create humor in classrooms. Of course, students and teachers' communications must be easier, and the teachers will start his lesson by throughout or saying a story or jokes. Or I saw you in our in our American Corner, you start so nicely. So those things can help people to stay in classroom long time and they can learn more things.
Thank you. Very nice answer. Very nice. Yes. Anyone else? Yes, please. Say.
First, a teacher can reduce from students just a smile. Because smile makes us more easier to the student-teacher relationships. And then we talk about some story to get more attention to the student. That's how he relate the story related to the his or her topics.
Yes.
This creates her encouragement that curiosity that what is the topics about the story. That I think he can show a picture or video to create more attention to the topics. And that times he also makes some jokes, some stories, those makes them freshness and relieve their tensions from the topics. And another is that he makes just a relationship, just the students feel like a familiar to the teachers. This is all about it.
Yes, a lot of ideas, and these are wonderful. So yes, please.
In my point of view, there are several ways to create humor in the class.
Yeah.
At first, I'd say that body language is the much more important thing from a teacher. It helps the students to be active in the class or be energetic and to focusing their concentration. And secondly, the teacher must have to say about real life story. That will make the student more
Energetic and relaxed. Yeah. Thank you. Yes, please.
Thank you, sir. So most of my points are covered already.
Okay.
Some must for humor, bringing up humor, smile, eye contact, storytelling, and related jokes. And well, you should know a little bit of acting or body language. This helps a lot, you know. And I myself, before becoming a teacher, I performed a little as stand-up comedian, and I believe that this helped me a lot. I'm 20% teacher, 80% comedian now. So, but still my students love me. So that may compensate for many things. We can use parody, role playing, but while using humor, it sometimes becomes risky. Because humor is a thing. Sometimes some people say there are no humor in heaven. So to play it safe, I think it is best to impose all of the humorous jokes on myself. So telling, no, I didn't know that or something like that. I can sing, I can use audio-visual things, elements, and best of all, I have to, or every teacher should master the punchline. Punchline is a must. Other than punchline, there is nothing.
Yeah. Thank you very much. And you are covering all the nice ideas. So I'm in tension. You are ending all my lists. Then there's nothing. I mean, nothing will remain from my part to describe.
This is humor. This is humor. You are using it.
Okay. So yes. Anybody else? Anyone else? How to create humor? Marjan sir wants to say something. I understand.
Tagline of a famous advertisement, look
Yes.
and relax.
Yes,
You
sir.
can also use the parody of a famous song,
Yes.
movie song. You can use them for attraction to the students to be.
Yes, sir. And students instantly start laughing. Right. So thank you. Nice idea, sir. Yes. Anyone else? Yes, please.
Okay, as Tahir sir said, using punchline we can create humor. But what I believe, using some local dialect in the classroom can also make them laugh.
Local, yeah. Yes, and I know that you also copy some from cinema, from Bangla movie.
Yeah, these are very essential.
Yes, that's really. So still you can share. Still you can share. I know you are in hesitation. Should I say or shouldn't? Should I say your mind is just getting you back, and sometimes you want to get back. So still you can share if you have ideas. Madhivai, please.
You can give some example,
Yeah.
exceptional example, funny example.
Exceptional, funny examples. Yes, that's true indeed. All right, thank you very much. See, there are some ideas. The first one that is showing cartoons and pictures. You said about it. Yes, because when you can show some good pictures, some funny pictures, cartoons, they find it interesting, and the teachers nowadays do it. Everywhere in the university, tertiary level, even schools, in schools, primary schools, high schools, everywhere people do it. And the second one, there is establishing rapport. This is something really important, and some of the finest teachers in the world, they always love to do establishing rapport. It can be like when you take a class, you can try to understand some of the sensitives or some of the difficulties of the students, so that you really sometimes can talk about, or you may ask a lot of questions, and even directly you can ask them what really makes them laugh, so that you have idea about them, and you try to make the lessons interesting, and you try to make them laugh as well during your lesson. Being weird, I know teachers who are really polite, they love to avoid this one. But teachers can be, a strange teacher, a real teacher. Strange teacher is a real teacher, and he can be very enjoying to the students. We really can, go for it. Students will think or will giggle about the teacher's acts, and they actually love it. So we really can do it. And also using voices, speech of your voices as well. So I personally saw a lot of trainers, a lot of teachers, they just do it with their pitch of voices. I mean, rising the tone or lowering down the tone. They can make the lesson interesting. And it's obvious everywhere, in Sylhet, in Bangladesh, even in other countries, that there are some excellent teachers. They can instantly, with their voice, they can create humor, and they make the lessons really interesting. Having a joke Friday, you can ask your students to bring a lot of jokes. Maybe it may happen on Friday or Saturday, as you wish. They can bring the jokes, and they really can share, so that they could improve their planned lessons. They can improve their speaking, fluent speaking. Other areas even can be involved with joke making. Using comic strips, already Marjan sir almost said about it, that you can start with, Sari said, you can start with
Tagline of a famous advertisement.
yes, tagline of a famous advertisement, using almost related, using comic strips almost related, saying like, you write a sentence on the whiteboard, let's it, you want to teach them punctuation, and you write on the board, let's it grandma, without putting any comma before grandma. So, let's it grandma, it makes totally a different sense that is not original. We want to eat grandma, right? So it's impossible. But students find it interesting, and then you enter into your lesson, that is punctuation, and you can bring all the attention of your students. Using improve, does anyone have idea about using improve? It's like that you start a game in the classroom, and students continue from that game. Sometimes some of the teachers I found, they do the comedy, like even I myself did it at Macbeth once. That was Romeo and Juliet comedy. It was like I gave them the guideline, and students made the story. They made their own Romeo and Juliet, and it was amazing. That different groups were there, and they thought it differently. and it was really interesting, the modern version of Romeo and Juliet, and I had some videos as well. So it's like you start a game or something very interesting in the class, and students form it or they continue it in the class or from that one that you started. Even wearing, it should be wearing. Okay, sorry for the spelling mistake. Wearing t-shirts. Good teachers sometimes love to avoid wearing t-shirts, but sometimes you can use it because our t-shirt, and for that we could go to Marjan sir, yes. Okay. Because he has some wonderful t-shirts. Maybe it's written on the front of the t-shirt or back of the t-shirt, shh, be calm and quiet. Maybe any other wonderful dialogues can anyone share on the t-shirt? Those can.
No woman, no cry.
No? No women, no cry. Do or die.
Just do it.
Just do it. Yes. Sometimes I don't know. Does it happen with you? Sometimes it happens to me when I see some wonderful dialogues or some wonderful sentences on T-shirts or even clothes or maybe outside somewhere. If it's really something motivating, I really get motivated.
Stay hungry, stay foolish.
Stay.
Hungry, stay foolish.
Stay hungry, stay foolish.
Never take
Yes,
away.
if someone who's really hungry and he sees that sentence, he can be energetic at that time. Yes, telling stories, and I could say one of the best ways to make your lessons interesting. We see a lot of colleague teachers, same lessons. You take the lesson, your colleague teacher take the lesson, but students say, we love that teacher or we love this teacher. It's like that students comment that we want to have the class of Pradhan Mahbub sir. We don't want to have the class of Pranab sir. He's not here. That's why I'm saying. So students could say like, but the lesson that is being taken by Pradhan Mahbub sir, same lesson is being taken by Pranab sir. But students say we love to join the class of Pradhan Mahbub sir. Why this collaboration? Why? Maybe because he presents it well. He has something to engage the students, and their telling stories can work. Like it doesn't mean that we'll go to tell the stories totally out of topic. It doesn't mean like I can remember my first English, what should I say? Very expert English language trainer I found in 2013. He was Mr. Nicole Donovan. He said that he in our class during our TKT classes. So he said that he was going to teach us past tense. So our teachers, we 15 teachers were there, and we thought that past simple tense not needed. It was like, because we can teach our students really well that, but he said, no, I'll show you to teach differently. You can teach past simple tense with a lot of energy and entertainment. So he started telling a story. He was saying his experience in Mishore, I remember. So he spent some days there, and he was using all the past simple tenses. So he completed using past simple tenses. He completed his story, and then he asked the audience. He asked to us that did I tell a true story or false story? After hearing that question, we thought, what is he saying? We thought that he was saying a true story, and then we started asking some questions, because he said you can ask even questions to make sure that really did I tell a true story or not. Then we started asking questions, and finally we decided that it was a true story, but he said totally it was a fake. He said he told lie with us. So then everyone, we the students, the teachers were there, everyone was puzzled. They say, what? You told lie, but it was really tough to understand. So even in your class, maybe students do like when they want to talk about past tense, when they want to talk about the comparison of adjectives or other lessons, maybe it can be story like using those target language. And when they do like, they find it interesting because someone who wins, he thinks that God, I'm the winner. Someone who loses, he also thinks, oh, but I need to get back. And that's how they find it really interesting. So using tongue twisters, I think, especially the primary school teachers and high school teachers have the chance to use, and they use, I think. Anyone here that who uses tongue twisters in the class? Murasa uses. Anyone here else? So which one is your favorite tongue twister?
Jole chunta ja, tele chunta ja.
Jole chunta ja, tele chunta ja, jole chunta ja, like? Okay, Bengali one, English?
Okay, I am
Okay.
using English one. Biti bota bote bite bata.
Very tough to copy. Okay, yes. Okay, any other English tongue twisters that you love to use in the class? Yes, Abdul Rahim sir.
For flying by the floor. It's murder. So many tongue twisters are used in the class.
Yeah.
It's like lal.
Lal, okay, your speaking is faster than jet airplane. Yes, and I remember one, there is shinalits, like, yeah, another, can as a can, like, can as a can. So, yes, these are our teacher said that these, any LT expert said that these are really important to get out of inertia. Students who have fluency problem and they stuck when they speak or while they speak, they can use a lot of, or they can speak a lot of tongue twisters. Sometimes you can be gross as well. Maybe it's like you can share your students that once upon a time you were talking to a person whom you adored. At that time, a bird from the sky popped up on your head. So, yes, or sometimes you can ask them that why the students just touch their noses in front of the class or in front of you, even you are waiting for them to end this madness. So you can do like, and see, being messy, we the teachers want to do something very organized, very orderly, but it doesn't happen always. And sometimes maybe the papers are on the table, but these papers start flying, and you can act like, you profess that your papers have flown or went to the floor. Don't do it, enjoy it. Say, oh dear papers, come on, enjoy it. Students will find it really interesting. So sometimes you really can be messy as well. Another interesting feature, that is music. I found it when I played it at the Titanic many times in my class, and I find that students start like singing, sometimes their body shake, but no one easily understands. Even especially if there is a beat in that song, their legs start beating the floor. They really find it interesting. Whatever the class condition, if anyone hears or listens to a very interesting song, he by himself gets energetic. Reality TV shows also plays important role in can play an important role in creating humor in the class. Like you can ask your students that why do they watch American Idol, or is it really important to watch every episode of American Idol? Then some students could say yes, some students say it's not. Then there is a right of talking between teacher and student, or between teacher and students, that can end in bursting out laughter, or that can end in criticizing the teacher, or maybe proving the innocence from the student's part. and it makes something really interesting because students get that chance to talk about reality TV shows, American Idol, other famous program, especially on Indian TVs, and the talking really helps. Sometimes you can copy the impressions of different famous people like supermodels. Students really love to see the impressions, and there are teachers, they really love to do it, and students find it interesting. Shah Rukh Khan's impression could be like that, or Salman's impression as well, and students even will copy some, and they will try to make you listen to. Little liars also can create humor in the class. Like students love to tend to lie in the class quite often, and you can ask directly students that, are you lying? Then they could say yes, or even they could say no. Then a bit of talking, again the riot of talk that can end in laughter, or that can end in criticizing as well. But this is really positive, in positive manner as well. The last one, that is the most important, bathroom breaks, and it happens. What I do with my students, during class 1 hour or 1 hour 30 minutes class, students love to go to the washroom. You can never stop them, even with the notice as well in the class, that don't go to the washroom during your class. You can't stop them. So what to do? I do it a bit differently. So when someone wants to go to the washroom, I permit, yes, please. So just before opening the classroom door, I say, suppose someone is here, suppose Nahid here. Nahid also joined some of my classes. So Nahid here, so I just say, Nahid, please stand up, please, for 1 minute. He stands before going to the washroom, that important place. So I tell him, God bless you. He said, why? I say, you are visiting an important place. So, maybe during your class, there was a full concentrated class, or a good well class was going on. Someone wants to go to bathroom, washroom, and you can start doing, you can raise the laughter as well if you have chances.
You told it not first class.
I told it, right? Yes. So, well, these are some ideas. Even ideas are many as well. 1,000 ideas over there. And teachers, many teachers in the world, they have their different philosophy and ideas as well that we love to create humor. But sometimes, is it, there's a question actually, I should say. Is it wrong to make jokes in the classroom? What do you think about it? No. Always.
There should be a limit.
There should be a limit. Yes?
Separately attack to individual, just that you separate for others.
Okay. And don't target an individual.
Yeah.
Why? Is it really bad joke?
Yeah, sometimes they just feel shame or just shocked.
Okay. Yes. Okay. Yes, it might happen. Yes. Yes. Is it wrong to make jokes in the classroom? So here is a question asked by an English teacher, and should I read or you are going to read? I think I should read. I work as an English teacher in a private school, and sometimes I tend to use humor while explaining difficult points to pupils or let them ask funny questions. In other words, queries that aren't serious enough to be uttered, likely to excite laughter, but could really trouble the pupil's mind. I thought that humor was a clever way to attract their attention and make the lesson less boring, and it worked. The pupils loved it. However, my superiors don't want to hear pupils laughing. They want me to teach English in a more serious tone. Ultimately, I'm going to comply with their suggestions, but deep inside, I don't want to. I thought that using humor at times was a positive thing. What do you think about it? Does it happen?
Yeah.
Yes. If we are there school teachers? I mean, can I have anyone here from Sultana from school? Which school, Sultana? Bridge Academy. Oh, that is really famous. Yes. 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 Govindaganj, right? So, does it happen with you?
Teacher is very short time for 6 months.
Yes.
I'm doing it, so no, it doesn't happen.
It doesn't happen there.
No, and rather my senior teachers told me, suggested me to do humors with my students.
That's great. That's why Bridge Academy is very famous and very quality institute there. It's unlike cantonment and scholars home. Okay.
It's a very very good environment there.
Yes. Okay, Anandapurna, yes, please.
Our bosses some maximum time says that you okay you do make fun with our students, but when students come to fun with me or other teachers, sometimes they leave their seat, and then in that time our boss said me, why are you in class and why your teacher students leave this seat like this? It's happens sometimes.
It happens.
Yeah.
Yes, students sometimes cross the limit.
Cross the limit.
Yes. So here, answered by another English teacher, I would say just tone it down a little. If it happens, if your authority doesn't want a lot of laughter in the class, you can still make the lesson fun by using humor. A boring teacher is an easily ignored teacher. That's true indeed. But maybe just don't do it as much. Your superiors may not quite understand how things are in your classroom. If they hear laughter regularly and that's all they really know about your class time, it doesn't give you a very good impression. Find some middle ground on the issue. Try not to make things too funny that the kids laugh too loudly too. Do you agree with the statement of the teacher? Yes. Yes. So, thank you very much. And this is, I just made it brief. I presented this paper, as I said earlier, this paper at 23rd International Conference. So I made it a brief for today's brief session because Mahbub sir gave me the time limit. He will mind, I think. He's watching the time on his phone that when Sultan is going to finish. So, can I take 10 minutes more or should I finish? Okay. I just asked him in front of you because I know he will permit me. So, yes, a bit of that statement is carried out here also, same thing. And just I want to share an English game for the classroom that is, I think, very interesting, and one of my trainers, Russell Barzik, also suggested me to use it in any of the sessions of Belta. So actually we want to play a game that is called Roll and Dice. Did you play it? Roll and dice. Roll dice. In Bangladesh, Ludo. Yes, he played it, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. Here my Ludo. Okay. I'm gonna make some groups here, and every group will be given one. A group of, I think, 7 or 8 people. A group of big groups, I think. And my dices are here. So here you see the board. in that board, instructions have been given. There is the starting point, and this is the finishing point. You need to start according to the dice points. For example, the board is in the middle, and someone from your group start playing the dice. I find it 1. You see, clear is there. No, it's 1, right? So that means you'll start point number 1 here. You'll start talking about it. The instruction is like, have you ever ... Then you got number 1 topic according to your dice, and you start talking about topic number 1. That is, have you ever swum in a river? If yes, answer when. So that means you'll talk about if you have ever swum in a river, as your dice has brought you to that point. Maybe dice can help you. You can hit 6. Then you point topic number 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 5, 6, and you will start talking about topic number 6. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. Have you ever cooked dinner for someone? That is, I know it's a bit unclear to you because very far away. Do you understand a bit?
Yes.
Okay, so when I'll make groups, inshallah, it will be clear. Because now I'm thinking I could make a slide of this board, then it would be much clearer. Alright, so every group will have this board with 1 dice, and everyone will have the opportunity to play the dice and to talk about the person who can finish, who can reach to the finish button first. That person from that group is the winner. And if you have time, you can select 1 winner, 2 winners, or 3 winners. First runner-up, second runner-up as well. Am I clear? How many people could be in a group? 7 or 8. Will everyone have the chance to play the dice? Will everyone have the chance to play the dice? Yes, everyone will have. It's sequential or one after one, like in the group. Everyone will have the same opportunity to play the